Hello and welcome to the live session for CS Foundation students. So CS Foundation students were asking why we don't have live sessions, but actually we have already done a live session for you people, business law. In fact, that was our first live session on our Excel Academy channel. Yes. So today many students have asked us relating to our accounts, and that is why we have the subject matter expert Vishwas. So Vishwas handles accounts at Excel Academy, and he will be answering all your questions for foundation students relating to accounts. So Vishwas, the first question, because the exam is coming weekend and it is multiple choice question exam. Yes. They would have studied, but still, what are the important chapters in accounts and auditing?
Yes, since even auditing is covered in the syllabus, we should discuss about both accounts as well as auditing. Yes. The thing is, with executive, it's very easy to say which is the most important chapter, because there the underlying assumption is that they would have already understood the basics of accounting. Correct. Whereas here, though many questions appear from the last few chapters like partnership or company accounts or NPOs, yes, I would say even the initial chapters are equally important, because without understanding the fundamentals of accounting or the accounting rules or the theoretical framework, it's very difficult to even attempt the questions based on company accounts or partnership or anything as such. Yes. So in this case, all the chapters are very important, but if at all you want to know which are the most important chapters from the point of view of marks, I would say company accounts, partnership accounts, sole trader final accounts. Okay. So those are the most important chapters.
Okay, so because there are also many students who are from either science background or arts background, also some of them. Yes. So for them, one thing is it is multiple choice question, but still they are very scared. Yes. So if do you feel like what is it that they have to concentrate on for such students?
Okay, usually those students are worried about the practical questions. Yes. Like we are not so easy or comfortable with those practical questions. That's their usual complaint. Correct. But what I would suggest is, if you are not comfortable attempting the practical questions, at least attempt the theory ones. Okay. Because it's not as if the entire 100 marks will be with regard to practicals only. Correct. I would suggest go through the model test papers of CACPT. Okay. Our institute hasn't released any model test paper as such, but what you can instead do is you can rely on the CPT questions itself. So what you can do is you can just look at the link provided in the description.
Yeah, we have provided the link. So there are more than 1,000 questions, I guess. Yes. So you can definitely refer those questions. The link is there in the description below. So you can see that.
So that covers most, in fact, all of the chapters. Okay. So CPT has about couple of chapters extra. Ignore those two chapters and read the rest of the chapters. So if you can practice those questions, then it should be more than sufficient to pass.
So what kind of chapters I can cover, because like I have like 4-5 days for exam. So suppose now I know little bit and I've not studied much. So what chapters would you recommend to cover?
I would say go through the basics first. Okay. That is the theoretical framework, then the accounting process. So those two are the most important chapters from the point of view of basics. If you understand those two chapters, then the rest of the chapters would be just a cakewalk. Okay. Fine. So first those two chapters.
And it is 2 marks 1 question. Yeah. And no negative marking.
Correct.
So you can definitely attempt everything, because maximum is you'll get 0. But if it is correct, you'll get the entire 2 marks. Yes. So how many questions are usually, like on average, theory based question in the 50 questions?
I would say 50%.
Wow.
Yes, it's
okay.
50-50.
That is not bad actually.
Yeah, in sometimes 40-60 also, but usually in that range.
That is pretty good.
I would say it's very difficult to fail in the CS Foundation exam.
Okay. So because there's no negative
marks. That's one.
So you can try everything. Exactly. So that is what even I would highly recommend. Not only for accounts, any paper you have 200 questions. 1 mark is 1 question is 2 marks. So attend all the 200 questions. There's nothing to lose. Who knows, you may get the correct one. And it's not like you'll not know anything. Correct. Yeah. For 10 to 15 questions, if you get it by chance, still it is only going to help you to pass.
Correct.
Yes. So that is relating to that. Okay. Can I rely completely on theory instead of problems? You have kind of answered, but you can just tell
it's very difficult, because out of 100 marks, only 30 marks is from theory.
Okay.
So that is auditing. Auditing has 2 chapters, now they have added 1 more. So with regard to the recent amendments in 2013 Act. So apart from that, there is just 2, that is auditing basic concepts and different types of audit. Those two are two of the most easiest chapters in the entire syllabus. Please go through them, and the material is also very good. So it is brief, and if you can just go through them, hardly about 6 to 7 pages per chapter. So that's more than sufficient.
So which actually comes to the next question, which is the best book to study?
Undoubtedly Institute study material.
Yes.
That's
so
the best
for
book you
foundation
can refer to.
accounts, it is sufficient.
It's more than sufficient. If you can go through that material once or twice, I'm sure you will pass.
Okay, great. So anything else to be referred apart from study material? I think that link is in the description below. That is the model test papers of CA CPT, which will be 100% useful even for CS foundation.
So not only for this, I think students can also use that for economics and statistics.
Yes.
Because they also have those two subjects.
Correct. So you can do that. So if you don't have, just go to the link in the description box and you can click and you can download it. So it is completely free.
The answers are there in the test papers itself.
Okay, so we have some people joining in, Arvind, then Sindhu, then Karthik. So my question is a bit silly, but can you please tell us whether journal entries are important from company accounts or other chapters?
Oh yes,
definitely. That is Karthik.
Yes, Karthik, definitely. Journal entries are very important, and glad that you mentioned the company accounts chapter, because whatever you have in foundation, that's the company accounts chapter, is the last chapter from accounts part. So that is in fact the first chapter in executive.
Okay.
Sometimes in executive what they have done is they have picked questions from the foundation chapter.
Yes.
So it is very important you read that chapter and understand the journal entries, because not only from the point of view of foundation, but it also helps you in executive. Okay. So please don't ignore that chapter. So otherwise it would be difficult.
Yes. So next is how to study auditing.
Auditing, it's very simple.
The study material
is more than sufficient. It is very neatly explained in simple words. If you can study that at least couple of times, it's easy to remember, and I think you can easily select the correct answer when it comes to answering the MCQs.
Because anyway it is just multiple choice question,
and you can click at the
and one more thing which I wanted to tell students is not only in accounts, in any subject, in multiple choice, we have told it in some of our other sessions, but at the cost of repetition, if you don't know the answer, what you can do is you can start eliminating the wrong answers, which you are very sure this is not the answer. First start eliminating that, then you will be left with just two options. Like in KBC, they have that 50-50 option like that. So you know which is not the answer, then you can take a chance and choose.
Of course.
That is one thing which you should adopt as a foundation student, because here there is no negative marking. You can try in executive, people have MCQ. And of course, for people who are in foundation, who pass foundation, don't worry. Executive, there is no more MCQs. It is there is no negative marking. All of that. It is normal written exams like your degree or college, things like that. So next we come to how to study theory in general. How do we study theory in general?
Study theory, I would say
the study material is sufficient.
No, it's more than sufficient.
And also after study material,
I would say go through the lesson roundup.
Okay. Now in
at the end of each chapter,
they've given that.
So that will give you the basic understanding of what is expected from the student. So if you can study that, and also the initial page of every chapter.
Yes.
So it says what exactly a student is supposed to understand. So if you can cover those points, then it's more than sufficient. So theory is actually very easy in accounts. Just read the couple of first two chapters. So most of the theory questions will come from those two chapters only. So it should be easy, because anyway they cannot ask questions based on balance sheet or anything like that. So if you are thorough with the concepts, then you can easily pass this. It would be very difficult to fail in this. That's for sure. And one more thing, they recently introduced 2 chapters, 2 or 3 in fact, accounting for non-profit organizations. So you can expect some questions from this, because it's a new chapter, and you also have this computerized accounting environment. There is nothing much in the study material as such. There are hardly a couple of pages. Go through them. So it has shortcut keys of Tally and other softwares. So no need.
There is chance they will ask that question.
I hope they don't, because it's purely memory test then.
Yes.
So, but just go through those few pages, and also joint venture and consignment. It's a relatively, it's a chapter which was introduced along with these chapters. So even in joint venture and consignment, there is hardly any material. What they have done is they have published few MCQ questions. Go through those MCQ questions. That is one thing which the students have to do. There are MCQ questions at the end of each chapter. If you can cover those questions and then cover other questions which is in the link, that's more than sufficient for both theory as well as practical.
Yes. So there the question, sir, we have to write 2 papers on the same day. So how to manage time for both the subject in a day, because we have only 1.5 hour. See here what I'll tell, then even you can just add in. So far whoever has been a student and gone attend the exam, nobody has complained about lack of time.
Correct.
In fact, they just told like we didn't know the answer, we were not prepared. Most of them have walked out 10-15 minutes earlier also, which is again not correct. You should use every minute, and you can even change your answer in foundation.
Yeah, that's one option. Good.
You have clicked something and you want to change it. You have option to change it, which is not there in executive because it is OMR. You are marking in your pen, you are shading it. In our foundation, we have to just go click the correct answer in the computer. So that is why you can even change it. So if you still have time, go back. And for people who think if you are well prepared, I don't think time will be a factor. In fact, because the end of the day you have 90 minutes and 100 questions.
Correct.
So about a minute for every question. Many times you won't need so much.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Yes.
Because most of them are theory questions, at least half of them are theory questions.
Yes.
You look at it and you will be able to answer it. 10
Correct.
seconds per question.
Exactly.
Not more than that. You should not be thinking in the
even the questions which are difficult, even such questions you can spend 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
But there will be many questions in 2 minutes you would have, because when you read the question you'll know the answer.
Correct.
For many questions like that. So in 2 minutes you might have answered 7-8 questions.
Yeah, exactly.
That time the difficult question you can still spend 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
Save time for those difficult questions.
It will happen. So time actually, yes, it looks 2 subjects only 90 minutes. Yes, even when I saw first I thought it is wrong and it is very less time. But when students came to me after exam, they told, sir, I think that is what they have told. Nobody has told time was a problem.
Time is not a constraint.
Yeah, though it's 90 minutes and it's clicking. See, in shading also, you have to shade.
Correct.
It will take 20 seconds to shade. Here you just have to click.
That's all.
In the mouse. So it is not a big problem at all. Don't have to worry. CS program, minimum age, maximum age. So CS program, there's no minimum age or maximum age. Minimum is you should have completed your +2. After class 10, 2 years you should have finished pre-university or 11th and 12th, ICSI, CBSE, state board, whatever. In fact, even some students who have done diploma, if they get the certificate from the technical university, they can take up CS. And maximum age, there is nothing. You can do it, you can start doing it whenever you want. So earlier it is better. In fact, there is 2 stories in our Excel Academy channel of one Vijaya ma'am and Anand sir, who started in their 30s, late 30s, and even ma'am was I think in her 40s when she started CS course. So there is no minimum maximum age. That is for.
I'm just wondering why she asked about
Neetu Singh
age.
Maybe because of her age she might have asked. I don't know. So what is the next one?
Sir, in our ICSA material we have got lesson roundup and glossary.
Yes.
At the end of each chapter. Is it sufficient for theory MCQs? I wouldn't say it is sufficient for sure, but it will give you kind of an idea as to what to expect in theory. So I would say go through those lesson roundup points and also the MCQs in CSCPT. So that covers most of the questions. Most of the questions will appear from those model test papers.
Yeah, so lesson roundup class. Then we have Jayant. Jayant is our student, so great. What is the best idea to study day before the examination? So Jayant, this depends on how you have studied so far. Suddenly magic will not happen when exam is tomorrow. But what I can suggest to you is, if you have studied relatively, because I even know Jayant personally, I am hoping you have studied well. So if you have studied well, first my suggestion is study the difficult chapters first, like revision. Don't study easy chapters, small chapter, then you will not have time for the difficult ones. Difficult ones if you finish, even for easy ones if you don't have time to revise or if you can't revise also, it's okay, because in the exam, if you have studied 100%, the answer will come to your mind.
Yes, exactly.
Even if you did not study yesterday while revising, on the day of exam, the answer will come to your mind, and you have attended the classes, because at least in your personal case I can tell you have been very regular. So what teacher has told in class, you will be able to remember over there. And then 2 subjects are there, correct? So there also again go and revise the difficult subject first, then the easy subject. Then one more thing we can do is these model test papers you can attend. Then behind the study material you have some question papers, that one you can attend. Then if you have any other old papers you can attend that. So all that together will be more than sufficient for you to revise. And don't worry, take it easy. Your question, I'm getting the feeling a little tensed. There's nothing to be worried. There is no negative marking. Go and write everything 100% you can clear.
Correct.
So after Jayant,
Karthik has a question.
no, there's one more
Oh,
sir. CS foundation exam
Okay.
and law semester exam dates are clashing.
In December attempt.
Okay, so that is difficult. If it is the same exact time, it is hard. Suppose even if you have morning and afternoon,
then
you should try and attend it. It's the difficult thing. Depends on which university you are, and you have to see that. Then what is it? Riddhi. I want to ask for executive. I was not there for accounts live session, and it is required to do accounting standards and auditing standard. Please. Okay, with one question we'll take, though it is for foundation
Actually, we
session.
have already answered that question.
But we'll tell again to Riddhi. Yes.
So the thing is, if you haven't touched accounting standards, don't touch it now. It will require a lot of time. If you're writing in December, of course you can and you have to. But now, don't go through that. So it's for 5 marks, you'd be taking too much of trouble. And even auditing standards, whatever is there in the material, that's more than sufficient. If you can study that, that's enough.
Yes. So because now there's very little time.
Yes, exactly.
There's 2-3 days time for you. So that is the reason. Then calculator is allowed for computer based exam. Yes, of course it is allowed. There is no restriction. It should not be a scientific calculator. It can be a normal Casio or any of the citizen calculator you get. No, the normal calculator, that one you can take, no problem. Sir, if I go through the entire module twice or thrice, is it enough? I hope you're not writing in June. You have 5 days, twice or thrice. I think you're asking, you've already gone twice or thrice. If you've already gone through twice or thrice, very good.
Yes,
more than sufficient. In fact, out of 400, you should be targeting more than 260 to 280. If you've already done 2 to 3 times, very good. So that is Lavanya Harish, correct?
Yeah.
So if you have, I'm just guessing Lavanya, you have gone through 2 to 3 times module. It is more than sufficient. Enough. Don't worry anything else. Just go through the questions which are there in the link in the description below. You can download that. Yes. How to cover economics and accounts before exam? It's very less time. So this all depends on, again we are telling how is your preparation now. First 2 months, 3 months, how it has been. Based on that, again I tell, start with the difficult chapters, revise the important key concepts, key words, and then see the old question papers. That should be more than good enough. Anything else? Study in Hindi language. Yes, it is option available for Hindi and English. So CS exam can be taken in 2 languages, English or Hindi. It is your choice. CS program. Neetu Singh, yes, you can take in Hindi. आप हिंदी में CS exam ले सकते हैं, कोई problem नहीं है, ठीक है? Thank you. Yes, so thank you to Riddhi. Sir, what is that?
He wants me to put a wig. Okay, thanks for the suggestion.
Who is that?
One and only, I don't know who it is.
Okay.
So what do I do for June 18 CS Foundation revision? So again the same thing. I would say go through the chapters. That is the lesson roundup and the MCQs at the end of the chapter. That's more than sufficient, I would say.
What are we doing for foundation revision tip? Is that
just a day before the exam, I guess?
Oh, I think we have already told that. Yes.
So what else do we have?
Anything? Any other questions? Is there? There's somebody. Sir, we did self-study and not taken classes. What is the minimum mark for each subject? So every subject you have to get 40 marks. You have to get 40 marks every subject, and overall you should get 50 marks. So for foundation, if you are asking, if you are in foundation, basically in every exam there are 50 questions. You have to get 20 questions right, so that you get 40 marks. And in some papers you have to try to get more than 25 to 30. So overall in 200 questions, if you get 100 questions correct, all the paper together, you are going to pass the exam. Then Karthik again, what should we concentrate more on, auditing rather than breaking our head? Who is feeling difficult to covering accounts portion?
You can cover auditing, but as I said earlier, it comes only for 30 marks. 30 marks. Be thorough with the auditing portion. Let's say you can score at least 25 out of 30 marks. You cannot score 25 because it's one question is for 2 marks. Let's say you score about 75%. Then the remaining marks can be secured from accounts. At least if you can secure 25 in accounts, then you should be able to easily get 50 out of 100.
Yes. Then how to cover practical questions? How to
cover the practical questions of accounts?
What does
again, I mean, mostly the problems part.
Okay.
So again, you'll have to practice it. That's all. Let's say since there is paucity of time, what you can instead do is, instead of going through all the problems, take one complicated problem from each chapter.
Yes.
Just one out of all the chapters and solve it. If you can cover all the adjustments from each of those chapters, then it's more than sufficient. You will not find shortage of time while covering those problems. So that's one way to deal with it.
Good. Sir, company law is mandatory to learn sections. I'm unable to remember. So if you're asking for foundation, you should really not bother.
Yeah.
Definitely not, because I'll be surprised if they're going to ask section wise in foundation. But if you're in executive, 100% you need it. You can watch our executive live that is already there in our video list. You can watch it. But foundation, don't worry. Really don't worry, because you have almost 8 to 9 chapters and it is for 60 marks. Don't worry about the sections in foundation. You don't worry. Then, some people are saying thanks. What? Boosted my confidence. Feeling so low. Okay, so very good.
Thanks, Karthik. I mean, we are glad that.
Yes, we are happy that you are liking the session.
Boosted your confidence. Yeah.
And there's nothing to worry. You just go and write. No, why are you worrying so much? There is no negative marking also. I'm assuming you're a foundation student. Just go write your best. And also we have a new series, exam stories. Lot of small inspirational stories. So whenever you feel down, it is just 1 minute, 2 minutes, you can watch it. It is
applicable for everyone, in fact.
Anyone, any foundation, executive, professional.
Yeah.
And
in fact, those from other streams as well.
Exactly. Actually, it is for anyone.
Yeah.
But specifically for our audience, if we have to tell, anybody can watch it. And those are all 1 minute or 2 minutes. So you will not be wasting time about studies also. This is just if at all you're feeling low, for people like Karthik. So now I'm happy Karthik is again confident and going to write exam with full confidence. So question paper is enough or what?
But what is this?
What is that? Old question paper, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. If you can cover at least about 5 to 6 question papers, I think you should be good to go. Along with, I mean, I am assuming that you already studied the rest of the chapters. So if that is the case, then 5 to 6 question papers.
But not many are commenting, but we were wondering. So Lavanya, is really useful session. Thanks a lot. So we are nice to know that you are finding it useful. Others, if you are finding it useful, please do let us know. There are many people watching, but nobody is commenting. So if you are finding it useful, let us know. So we will also know whether our effort of doing this is worth it or not. So sir, may I ask, where are you from? So we are basically from Mysore, and our academy is also in Mysore. That is in Karnataka, okay? For people who don't know that. Can I skip statistics part in module 3 as I am thoroughly prepared with it? So I am not thoroughly prepared with it. Statistics now it is for 20 marks.
Yes.
At least theory part you study, no? Like
it's usually the other way around. Yes. Most students find economics very difficult and they try to secure more marks in statistics, because trust me, the whatever chapters you have in statistics, it's very easy. So if you can go through them, I don't think you can go through them now if you haven't touched it at all.
Yes.
Yeah, but see if you can cover at least 1 or 2 chapters, especially with regard to theory. Even in statistics, it's not as if every question will be based on problems. So some of the theory questions will also be there. So take a look at those chapters once.
So Chandru, why you are not doing class in Bangalore? So we are doing online classes. We can't do in every city, right? So we have online classes. So you can buy our online classes and you can sit wherever you are, and at the comfort of your home, you'll get the same quality which is there. And if at all you want, if you're so serious, come, we are starting a batch in July. Come to Mysore. Many people come from across South India at least.
Exactly. So in fact, there is a guy from North India as well, Maharashtra.
We have one student from Sangli. Yes, so we have people from across South India and now Maharashtra. So you can come to our classes. If you want to do well in CS, you are more than welcome. If not, online classes are definitely available. Yes, then we have Sindhu. Do you provide classes for foundation? Please tell us about your offline classes. So offline classes, Sindhu, it is in Mysore city. If you want, you can join us. Okay,
I think he is referring to statistics.
Yes, so at least theory, you see 10 questions you're going to get. At least theory part you study well. Theory, if they ask you 5 to 6 questions, sometimes student told like all questions are theory.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the examiner who sets the paper. That's why I would say just go through the theory part. Forget the problems part in statistics.
Yes.
Go through the theory part. Who knows? They might ask at least about 4 or 5 questions from the theory. So even 1 or 2 marks makes a lot of difference between pass and fail. So don't ignore.
Yes, you have to do now. If you have too much, that means at least theory you do know. If you are lucky, 8 to 9 questions will come in theory and you can do well. Then Shubham Gupta, this was very helpful. Yes, so great to know that you are finding it helpful. Thank you. Mohammed Kaif, is it compulsory to score 40 in
Section B?
Section B.
Together you have to score 40%.
Together means for every paper. So you have 4 papers in foundation, correct? In every paper minimum 40 you should get. For example, we have economics, we have 80, statistics 20. Together you should get 40. Accounts, 70 marks accounts, 30 marks auditing. For 100 you should get 40. It is not part A, part B like that. For every subject you should get it like that. So I hope Mohammed Kaif, is it the cricketer Mohammed Kaif? I don't know. Yes. Pramila Jain, yes. Can we take rough papers for accounts problem question paper? Yes, you can.
I think they provide.
In fact, one of our students, what happened is she went there in the exam, and the person who is conducting the exam, they did not know. They did not know rough paper is allowed. Correct. They told it's not allowed and all. But this girl knew that rough paper is allowed. So she fought with them and told them rough paper is allowed, and then they took. So before you go in the exam also, you tell them in the exam rules, we can take a blank sheet of paper. Nothing should be typed or printed. And for accounts, it is allowed. Rough paper is definitely allowed. So Pramila, you don't have to.
And I hope one of the members will be there in the exam center.
Yeah. So any of the ICSI member will be there in the examination center.
So you can approach them. So
they should be able to guide you, because the lab technicians might not.
They might not. Yeah.
They are the employee of the college.
Correct.
Like usually it is in some engineering college,
correct.
because they have a lot of computers, right?
Correct.
So they might not know. But from ICSI, whichever place you are writing the exam, there will be one person. Go tell them it is definitely allowed, blank sheet of paper. So online class time every day. So it is actually recorded classes. You can contact our number 7406077406. You will get more details. Yes. Then who else is there?
What is the passing criteria in executive? Again, the same thing, 40
subject
and 15 aggregate.
Exactly. Same criteria
throughout the course.
In executive, you have 8 subjects, 14 in every subject, and 50 aggregate for every module.
Shubham says only 10 questions from statistics for 20 marks, correct?
Yes, because one question is 2 marks.
Yeah.
So even for accounts, for 70 marks, we have 35 questions. Auditing, 30 marks, 15 questions. Same logic. So yes, Shubham, we got it. Sir, I am from Karnataka, Shimoga. Okay, hi. Good nice to see you. Good.
Sir, are there any shortcut tips to clear the practical questions in accounts part? Now it would be very difficult to give the shortcuts, because
too short time to give shortcut tips.
Yes. So only thing is, if your basics are good.
One thing I'll tell you, no matter how much is your preparation, go and write the exam.
Yeah.
That's all. You know you may pass.
Yes.
Do we have any fast track revision classes? This is kind of, we are revising quite, but the chapter wise we really don't have any fast track as of now. But maybe in future.
What I can suggest is go through the links provided in the description. We have covered the basic part of accounting. Let's say you are from science background or from arts background, and you are not so confident about your basics. Just go through those videos. We have created those videos with an assumption that you are
new to accounts.
You are new to accounts. So
yes, so I should tell you. Vishwas has made one series, rules of accounting, fundamentals of accounting. Like there are more than 15 to 20 videos, and it is all there on YouTube. It is free. Just go to the description box below. Then if you just put the arrow, the drop down box, you'll get all the links. You can watch all those videos. It's completely free, and you'll get the basics. You'll get that confidence, and it's really good. The videos have done really nice. So. Of course, he will not be able to tell he's done it, but since I have watched it, it's really good. You should be able to understand in a simple way. Yes. I'm very worried about tomorrow's company law exam. I don't know where it will come from?
I think they're talking about the
Executive case laws. And it's don't see now that worrying time is over.
Yeah.
Now what time is there? Revise properly. Go there. Do very well. That is why we didn't do company law live now, because you should be revising, not watching our live session. We have done it much earlier. Now whatever is your preparation, whoever that is, one and only one. That is your account. Whatever is your situation, my simple suggestion, go tomorrow, give your best, try to write for 100 marks, and then you worry later. Till tomorrow,
there are a couple of more questions above. I have covered everything of accounts, but company accounts and partnership is still left. So what I can suggest about partnership is, forget about the partner's capital account, because anyway you are not required to prepare the partner's capital account. What I would instead suggest is just go through those problems which are based on ratios, like what is the sacrifice ratio, what is the gain ratio. So these are the kind of problems which you will get. So if you can just look at those ratio based problems, it's more than sufficient.
Yeah.
Even for company accounts, just go through the journal entries part and one problem based on forfeiture. If you can understand that, and in fact we have a video on that as well.
Yes.
So you can go through that. So it should be more than sufficient.
Shubham, I have no idea how about the computer based exam. It is very simple, Shubham. Go into the exam hall, there will be questions where there will be options and the time will start. You can change the answers even after you click it, and then you have to click submit. Simple, it's very easy. Then Ujjwal Jain, sir, please give some tips on attend MCQs. It's getting very difficult to remember everything. So please don't put pressure on yourself to remember everything, because you have attended classes and then if you have studied the book, the answer will come to your mind first thing.
In fact, in foundation there is hardly anything to remember as such. It's mostly based on your understanding. In executive I can understand this, but in foundation if you have understood the subject, then you can easily select the right answer.
Yes, so Vineet says great session, so thank you. And Ujjwal, one more thing I told you, you can apply the rule relating to elimination. When you don't know the answer, that time you apply elimination rule. When you know, you don't need options also. Let me challenge all of you who are going to write the exam. There will be many questions, not everything, many questions. You read the question, the answer will come to your mind before even looking at the four options. Correct. So you don't have to worry, Ujjwal. Vineet, yes. Gautam, okay, that's your name, fine. Sir, compulsory to pass statistics section? No. Mohammed Kaif, don't worry. It is not compulsory to pass statistics.
You can completely ignore and get 80 out of 80 in economics.
80 out of 80 in economics, 0 out of 20 in statistics.
That's
no problem. No problem. Yes. Okay.
Skipping joint venture in accounts will be. There is hardly anything in joint venture. If you go through the syllabus, the study material, you can see that there are about 5 to 6 pages. If you haven't studied, it's okay. If
People are already thinking of skipping.
But I would say, since those 2 chapters were introduced for this attempt, I would say just go through them once. I'm very sure that there will be at least a couple of questions from those new chapters, especially consignment.
Yes. Okay. Shubham, you guys are doing great job, very much needed. Thank you. Even we need your motivation and inspiration. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Okay, I think we also time up. We can take one last thing. We are kind of time up. They're just saying thank you so much. This session is very useful. I'm glad that there will be good teachers for our
thank you, MS.
Guardians. Okay, great. So very good. So we are very happy that many of you have joined this live session. So we also really enjoyed it. So we'll just try and get the other sessions also. If tomorrow, if possible, we'll try and do the session on other subjects also which you have. So you will get the notification in your YouTube. So first, before that, again, if at all you have not, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon. You'll get every notification. And if you do that, when we have the tomorrow session, you'll get the notification. So thank you very much. So we're going to end this session right now. Thanks a lot.